Okay, well now that we put the top in place, now begin with securing the bracket right here. These three. It is a 12mm socket that you're going to need. Okay, now here's kind of a tricky section. The next step is making sure that this little plastic flap that's attached to a trim piece right here gets in between the top and the other side of the rain rail. As you can tell, I've gotten kind of started right here. Okay, well, we finally have top on the studs and the rain rail is in place. Next thing to do is to put the metal strips back on here and secure them with the little bolts. Okay, I'm going to, after the bolts have been put into the back, lower the top. Now we're going to install the rear quarter panel trim. Now, what I did was loosened up the door sill trim over here, so that way I can lift it up and tuck this part under. There's a peg right here. It needs to go into this little hole. And there are two metal clips that also need to go into their place. Now, something else that needs to happen is we need to put the seatbelt mount in between here, and also the seatbelt trim has a tendency to slip and fall down back over here, so I need to move that up and out of the way. I wish there was a way to get this out of the way. As you can tell, you're gonna spend a little bit of time wrestling with this thing. This carpet needs to fall and actually be on top of plastic as well. There. Let's snap into place. That's in place. There you go. Alright. Now the next piece that goes in is the little clip on the back of the seat belt right here, and then you put in the this upholstery fastener and the 10mm bolt. Next comes this really annoying trim piece right here, and it's going to be almost impossible to do with one hand. So let me see if I can try to get it. Part of it snapped in place. Man. Okay, well, I'd have to do with those two hands, but you get the idea. Now the next piece that goes in is this trim piece right here. Much easier to do, and it's attached by this 10X cover, this bolt right there. Go ahead and put in your upholstery, and then use these little clips that like to break all the time. I looked online, and Rosenthal, Mazda, they sell these for about $1.35 each. So I think I'll probably just order a few of them to replace the ones that I broke. Anyway, you can find that on Miata.net marketplace. Okay, well, one of the last things to do is transfer over any hardware, namely the latches, onto your new top. So go ahead and lower it and just screw them in place. If you have thread lock, this would be an ideal time to put it on, because these screws love to come loose and fall while you're driving and then get sucked up by the vacuum next time you detail the car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. If you're installing a new top, it's going to need some time to stretch. Ideally, what you should do is take your car out, put it in the sun with the top raised, not latched, but just to let the sun heat up the material. That way you'll have a chance to stretch a little more. In order to adjust the latches, right up here you can see they have a spring and a bolt or a nut right here. Anyway, turning this counterclockwise, it'll loosen, and turning it clockwise, it'll add more tension to the spring. Now, since this is a new top, we're going to undo these all the way, and just give it a little try. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to double check everything and make sure that I'm not binding anywhere, or just let it sit out in the sun. It's too dark right now to do any good. I finally got the top attached, and what I did was I rolled the car out into the sunlight and let it sit for, I don't know, maybe an hour. That way the top would be pliable enough to stretch. Something else that I did to help get some more slack was I loosened up the nuts over there for the frame, as well as loosen the bolts that went to the rain rail. I didn't totally remove them. I just backed them off and left a few threads on them. That way I'd have enough slop to muscle the top onto the latches. Once that was done, then I went ahead and resecured the all the bolts. Now on the back of the top over here, where all the rain rail attaches, there's a specific order of how it's supposed to go, and there's a link I'm going to put up with this video that has an illustration of the order. So now all I have left is, I guess, the air conditioner, and that's about it for this car. Maybe I'll tackle a little bit of body work. It's been a long time since I've done any painting, but I want to do something about this bumper right here. Anyway, I guess stay tuned, and I'll talk to you later.